Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Morningstar, and I'm going to be teaching you an ELA lesson for ninth grade today. I hope you enjoy our lesson. The first thing I would do in this lesson is I would show the students the expectations of the class, which are that they need to participate, that they need to make sure that they are using friendly language, that they are using their chat box appropriately, that they are using their discussion, that they can turn on the camera if they wish, that they are using their mic. One person speaks at a time. We don't use vulgar language or gestures. They need to step away to let me know. And of course, that all videos and activities are available in the Google Classroom for their use. So let's get started with our lesson today. Normally, I would share the agenda with them as well and the activity that they're going to be using, which is this chart for themselves to be able to understand the lesson in more detail. We would do an icebreaker, which involves a word cloud. They would go into the word cloud here and they would add in their own words. We're talking about epic heroes. So what I want from them is to be able to give me some definitions of what a hero looks like. And they go up here to word list, go to edit, go up here to add word and add a new word. And we can add the word, we like the word, which would be that they are super physically fit. Go up here to apply, and we can add that to our word cloud. Then they would share that in their small groups. At this point in time, I would use breakout room so they'd have the ability to share that together. Moving right along to the next part of our lesson, we would be talking about what are the heroic traits. I would have students go into small breakout rooms. They would use the skill scanning to go through this activity to find the bold words that describe what the traits of an epic hero are. Since we're using the story of Odysseus and the Sirens today, we're calling Odysseus an epic hero. There are 7 traits that I am looking for that students would be looking for while they're reading the story. And those are noble birth, superhero capacities, fast traveler, unmatched warrior, cultural legend, humility, battle superhuman foes. You don't have to have all of them to be a hero, and that's what they're going to be looking at with the Odysseus story today. Going to this page here, let me share the screen. The students would all get this in their breakout room to be able to go through and use the scanning technique. And I would keep students as needed to go through and annotate this so they can see what the traits are. I'll just give a couple few here for the bold words for that's what we're looking for scanning. If there's a word we don't know or there's a word that they are not familiar with, I would give them a definition of what that word means. So I'm going to create a little annotation over here and I'm going to look through the words. I'm looking for noble birth. I'm looking for superhuman. I'm looking for vast traveler. Looking for foes of superhuman strength. And of course, going down the line, of course, the brave and anything that they would find while they're going through the article. Small groups come back together. The students would discuss. We would add to the list, add to the chart that they got in the PowerPoint. Then they would use the chart while we're reading the Odysseus story to go through and make sure that they have all the traits. And here is a list created that they can go off of just to make sure that they have all the charts. To fill in noble birth, superhuman, traveler, warrior, cultural legend, humility, and battle superhuman foes. If there's a word they don't know, such as humility, I would tell them what that means, which is to be humble, to be able to not take a lot of praise, and to accept that you are human and make mistakes. We would then do a 2-minute quick draw with the picture that is behind me. A 2-minute quick draw involves what you see, feel, think, and wonder. No right or wrong answers. They put their answers in the chat box. We share, and the students discuss what they see, feel, think, and wonder. I would model this for them by putting in the top here using my annotation. I think this is a dangerous situation. I see a man tied to a post. And bird ladies. I feel foreboding, which means scared. I wonder what happened to the rest of the crew. Again, students would then be put into their breakout rooms. They would discuss the picture 2 minutes, bring back together, have them tell me what they think, feel, wonder, and what they see in the picture, discuss as a large group. And I save all pictures and all images that we use in class so they can be put in the classroom for later use. Then we would get into the reading. I will demonstrate from the story, the large group reading, then they read in small groups and fill in the chart independently, complete the Kahoot puzzle, and then complete their storyboard, that assignment at the end of the class. I'm going to open up the lesson here just to do a very short little briefing of the story of Odysseus and the Sirens. I'll bring notice to the student that the picture that we use is right there. It goes with the visualization of this particular activity. I'm going to pick section 5 here, or verse 5, to show them and demonstrate how to find the characteristics that I'm looking for. Remember that characteristics are bravery, superhuman, humility, superhuman foes, and of course, the cultural icon, anything that I can find. It doesn't have to have all 7 to be considered to be an epic hero, just because they're not going to list all 7 in just a short little passage. So I'd read the passage for them. In flowery mead, the sportive sirens play, touch the soft lyre, and tine the vocal lay. Me alone with fetters firmly bound, the gods allow to hear the dangerous sound. Hear and obey, if freedom I demand, be every fetter strained, be added band to band. The good part of this particular lesson is that it has guiding questions. It has a read aloud for my students who do not want to read independently. It also allows us to look at translation for students that require and an annotation feature. The guided reading, the questions, they can click on the numbers and it will tell them what the meaning of that word is if they don't know it. So meads means a meadow, sportive means playful. If we don't know what the word tine means, it means a sharp point. A lyre, of course, is an instrument like a harp, and fetters are the chain. So we can see the chains that surround Odysseus in the picture. Now we have the job of going back and deciding how Odysseus fits into this idea of an epic hero. He's definitely brave. He's hanging out by this pole while these bird ladies are coming after him. He definitely is got some humility going on. Like, I'm listening to what you're telling me. I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do? I'm bound to this post. Please help me. And of course, he is definitely got that whole superhuman strength. We know what's going to happen if we keep reading it. We will see what happens to him in this section. Once the students have completed the activity, we will come back together as a large group, and I would introduce the extension activity to them, which I'll take just a minute here to do. They're going to do an activity in the Google Classroom called Storyboard That, and they're going to create a hero using those traits that we talked about, which will have dialogue. And of course, they'll create that on their own to be able to write their own story. So I'll show them my storyboard that. I created a character here. I used Medusa and Cerberus. And what I did, I'll use the second one to show them how to do it. I went ahead and got the scenes. I can pick any background I like. There are 3 options. You pick a background, you drag it in. You pick a character, you drag her in. Maybe you want another character. Doesn't really matter. I picked mythology. You pick some items if you like them. This person, I think I'm going to have a whole that's beautiful tomato. That's a really large tomato. You can size it down. You can squish it. You can make it flat, whatever you want. But the speech bubbles are what's important. You're going to have them have a conversation. And this person is saying, I come in peace. I was sent by Medusa to help with Cerberus. He ate the pear, squash, the tomato, and left. And then I would have him say something else. Maybe he says, what can I do? And then they would have a conversation with that. I would demonstrate how to use this with my students and then put it in the Google Classroom LMS system for them. And finally, I would give them the exit ticket, which is that they would be responsible to tell me in the chat box before they leave the class a hero or character that they find in the real world that fits the epic hero description. That being I talk a little bit about my love of comics, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Captain America, and I would say why they fit the epic description is because they're brave, they care about others, and of course they make sure that everybody is taken care of. That's my lesson. I made sure to hit all the key points of the lesson to make sure that my IEP students are taken care of. I made sure to make sure that the one-to-ones are supported, and I made sure to make sure that all of my students are engaged and on task with this lesson. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and I thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Me be happy, healthy, and peaceful, and I'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.